You know, we have had a lot of, men no longer approach women like they used to. Sijui men have become bare minimums. Sijui mara men used to go to war. Nowadays, wanataka kuwekwa. Okay, there are few mama boys wanataka kuwekwa here and there. But there are several reasons why men no longer approach women, especially in this, our country, okay? Now, number one, ego, pride, mean. Like, most girls are very mean nowadays. Ego, bitterness, hata huwezi elewa. No, the other day I witnessed a scenario in town. A lady alikuwa memes, alafu hakuna mtu anamuapproach kumwambia. So this guy was like, let me just stop the lady and tell her. No, venye alimsimamisha hata hajangoja aambiwe kitu. You're not my type. Leave me alone. What do you want from me? I was like, it's like a volcano waiting to erupt. I don't know, what is all this bitterness you people be carrying around? You're so mad, you're so bitter, you're so unapproachable, you're so mean. Na mtu tu alikuwa anataka tu kukuambia umemes, uingie mahali, just do something. No, you're mean. Number two, entitlement. Now, girls, you will meet, maybe you meet with a guy, you start telling him, oh, I'm the prize. Hata yeye kama mwanaume ukimpata, he's also the prize in his own way, okay? But no, this entitlement, oh, he should give me this just because I'm his girlfriend, he should give me money, but you do not do anything to earn it. Because let me tell you, one thing about men, they are generous. Mwanaume kama akupei pesa kuna mwenye anapea. But you have to earn it. A man will only give you money if he sees your value for giving you. But men are very generous. Mwanaume ni mtu analipa gas moja Nairobi, ingine inalipa Eldoret, ingine inalipa Mombasa. Those are men for you, okay? So again, reduce your entitlement, okay? Earn it. Earn these things you want. Si kila time kushout on the prize, unataka tu ukae usifanye anything, but you want to be handed over everything. Number three, expectations. Wasichana siku hizi peer pressure na mmeona watu wengine ni loans mnachukua kuset standards, but then you have unrealistic expectations. Unataka boy amejimake, sijui ako na nini. Same guy mwenye ungeongelesha wakati yako broke, but ukimpata akiwa amejitengeneza unataka akuwe wako ama unataka fit into your life. Probably you're not even his type anymore. You understand? Kama ni expectations, so sijui mara, sijui tuendange, sijui wapi, nataka unipeleke Maldives, sijui nataka, as in set realistic expectations even for yourself. Wewe mwenyewe unapea mwanaume pressure, sijui akuje na gari, akuje na nyumba, vitu zenye mwenyewe hata hujajua kujitafutia even half of it. You know, that's being unrealistic. So there's no man who wants to approach a bitter woman who is entitled with unrealistic expectations. Am I making sense? So girls, work on yourself. It will not take you anywhere being a mean, entitled person and arrogant and all of those you people are walking around behaving like, okay? Yeah, thank you wanaume. School fees yeko hapo kwa till. Na munifollow pale YouTube. Otherwise nawapenda sana and thank you and continue subscribing to my channel. I will really really appreciate.
You know, sisi women neza kudate na sikupendi. So wewe vile utani treat, nisikilize vile utaanza kuni treat with time, ni utanifanya ni fall in love na wewe. Unanielewa? We grow into love.
Yeah.
Men, it's either alikuja na hiyo upendo ama hakuna. Nothing will ever change. Guy, hata nipike nini na hunitaki.
Gentlemen, are you taking notes? Hakuna mama kujanga na upendo.
No, like umedecide.
See, like you test the waters. Let me tuone how far.
Bunge, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BAV. This is Bunge Audio Visual. So today we're going to talk about ego, pride, bitterness, and so many other things that the modern women actually exude. Mona hiyo video ya kwanza. So in the first video umeona vile dem alikuwa na explain, alikuwa anasema most of the women nowadays are feeling so much entitled, wako na so much ego, they are so much proud of themselves, and I think wako tu pia na some sort of meanness in them. I don't know what's happening, but they are so bitter. Na hiki ndio kitu imeonekana. So talking about the bitterness aspect in the modern women, one thing I'd like to bring out to everyone, I would just like to give out some clear advice to the men out there or to other females out there, like to the general public of the people actually pursuing love, to the kind of and they have actually having facing it rough in the kind of relationship in yolijeka ndani. So number one, this goes to the men out there and who are actually dating toxic women who are actually entitled. They've got pride in themselves, and they've actually ego. There is actually ego as part of their what can I say? Like wako na ego tu, kila mahali wanaenda na feel wako na entitlement, wako very arrogant when it comes to their normal daily interactions. So huyo dem ameexplain vizuri. Just because somebody calls you somebody calls herself your girlfriend doesn't actually entitle her to demand what do you say, to have unrealistic expectations and unnecessary demands from you just because you call yourself her boyfriend. What am I trying to say? Number one, there is no man who will wish to settle with a bitter woman who's actually feeling entitled and has unrealistic expectations. No man would like to settle with a bitter woman feeling entitled and has unrealistic expectation. Huyo dem amesema vizuri. Both of you are the price, but for you to be able to get the kind of treatment you expect, you need to earn that. Unaona? The same way dem anasema I'm the price because I'm looking good is the same way a man can say I am the price. So you need to actually do this to me so that I can be able to do what? Do this in return. Like it's never a one way. It's never a one-way thing. It's something that is usually done in both directions. Like you do this, you scratch my back, I also scratch yours. But it's so unfortunate that most of the modern women wamekuwa fed with this kind of I don't know, entitlement, and I feel they're actually getting less from the man they actually call their boyfriend. So I'm going to give advice number one. You need to know that broke, egotistic girls have nothing to offer except broke sex. And the day you're going to realize this is the day that you're actually going to save yourself from various challenges that most of the people are actually experiencing in the modern relationships. Number one, utakuwa able to overcome this story ya kujipata kwa toxic relationship whereby everything, like huyu demuna date mwenye ako broke, she's actually demanding for everything. Unaona? There's nothing she can offer. The only thing she can offer is broke sex. But yeye kitu anataka wewe umpatie ni countless of things, and see countless of things, countless expensive things. Number two, love is a beautiful thing when you are with a woman of value and class. When I get value and class. So what do I mean by being with a woman of value and class? Value doesn't necessarily mean that the woman must be working and getting paid heavily or that much getting paid a good amount of money by the end of the month. No, still lazima kuwe more corporate. No. Being a woman of value is actually a woman that actually understand the way things are done in the relationship. Like mnajua strength zenu, mnajua weaknesses zenu, and you know how to overcome some sort of challenges that actually emerge during relationships. Mnajua relationships hazikuangi perfect, but the best thing you can ever do to a relationship is to actually water it day in, day out, to ensure that if at all you're facing some sort of setbacks in your relationship, that is the moment that actually counts. And happen at time we define the kind of relationship mko ndani. So anytime you face a setback in a relationship, you need to bounce back. You need to find a way that you're actually going to get a solution so that you actually get you get yourself out of that unfavorable situation. Number three, you also need to understand that that many relationships actually today are actually transactional in nature. And by saying that many relationships are actually transactional in nature, I'm saying that most ladies, remember, mark my words, most ladies, not all ladies, most ladies date for survival and comfort. Unaona? Most ladies are actually dating for survival and comfort. They're actually selling they're selling their bodies to actually get whatever they like, what they feel life is going to offer for them, or on a patience. So most of them actually they're actually dating for survival and comfort. They want to go and enjoy these nice things, these nice earthly things for a very very short life, for a very very short time. Then unapatanga wase wengi wananga your patient and that kind of belief that at some point watakuja kuenjoy whatever they want to enjoy in life. But if at all they trust this process, if at all they get from this point to the point they actually design life with their man from level 0 to actually level 10, but they actually do it in a transactional way. Unapata msana lala na mtu, unaona mtu akona mbabas, so that she can be able to gain to acquire some monetary gains from the guy that she's sleeping with. Okay, so one thing you also need to understand is that dating a girl who doesn't come from a poverty-stricken home is such a breath of fresh air. She will actually blush at the littlest things that you do for her. No. Instead of instead of going to date a broke woman who is going to actually place a family and problems and heavy demands in your head in the name of love. So unapata kuna girls mwenye labda anado but ungeo sana do, lakini sile ni akona kiburi, akona arrogance, azina akona pride, akona ego, akona, she's so mean, she's so bitter, like she has so many things running in her head to the point that she cannot respect you as a man, unaona. So unakuja unataka kufanya tu kitu, but she actually keeps on reminding you, do this. So those are actually the kind of women I'm talking about. Not all the women, but I'm saying most of the broke women usually vitu wanakuanga so demanding. Then one thing you also need to keep in mind is that a girl from a healthy family will always appreciate the sentimental value you spending time with her, while a hungry girl from a broke family will say food is a love language, always eating what she can't afford on her own. Unapata so dem asema I like eating, I like doing, anajua vizuri. Okay, hakuna msee hapendi kudishi, hakuna msee hapendi kula, hata watu huwa na fast, hakuna msee hapendi kudishi, but you need to be honest to yourself, you need to be true to yourself. You cannot say the fact that unapenda kula haimaanishi every time you want to spend your money on junk food, every time you want to spend your money on so much on so expensive things, every time you want to eat food that is being prepared in 5-star hotel, maybe 7-star hotels. You get that is so unrealistic. Like, you cannot have such kind of unrealistic ideas in your mind. You need to work on yourself. You need to provide value. The man must see value in you so that he can be able to provide to you the kind of special treatment that you desire in life. Because unajua at the end of the day, mwanaume akipata dem mwenye anamuelewa na wanapatana vizuri, like na anafanya kitu anataka na she's respectful, she knows the boundaries in your set kwa relationship, she knows siwezi enda past this, I must inquire, I must consult, that man is going to do anything for you. But ukiwa hapo, you're broke, you are so emotional, like you are so arrogant, you've got so many things running in your mind, trust me, you're not going to enjoy in that particular in that kind of relationship. So one thing you need to understand is that for you to be able to achieve something, you must earn it first. You must earn that kind of treatment that you want. You cannot just come out and say, I'm your girlfriend, I need you to do this and this. The fact that you're somebody's girlfriend, it's not an entitlement for him to actually spend all his resources and money on you. That's not a good example of how a girlfriend is supposed to ask things from the man. Actually, she actually calls the man of his life, and actually, or maybe somebody he would like to marry in future. Then kuna hiyo video pili umeona, kuna dem amesema naweza kudate na sikupendi. Well, for me, I'll simply say that it may be a fact, but my question is, okay, it might be a fact, but huwa mnaonanga results in the end. My question is, for how long are you going to play the long game? Unaona? Because mnaanza na psych, but inafika point some of you end up becoming single moms, some of you end up going to nini, mnaenda kwa waganga wapatia sijui mwanaume ako na pesa. You know, these things actually fail because you actually set up you set up unrealistic goals. You've got so much expectations, then inafika point you end up getting disappointed because msee alikuwa na experience so much pressure to the point that she could no longer stay with you. She could no longer keep up living with the Johnsons. You get, because you're in short, alikuwa anakaa with a high and O, which yeye anaona kitu yako anataka kwa maisha. She wanted a wife, she never wanted to have a household. You get? So that is what I think. That's just my advice to the women out there, because okay, hiyo ni opinion yangu, because mimi najua hiyo even if vitu was na work. Like, if you are broke and you demand so much from a person, definitely it won't take long for the guy to realize that you're actually a financial parasite. No, it won't take long for him to realize that you're a financial parasite. Atakudump to any time, any day, any time. Vile dem amesema tu. So I think the best thing we can ever do to each other as human beings, I think, is to have a common ground of understanding, whereby we are in such a situation, and at this point in life we cannot be able to get this, but we are pretty sure the more we stay together, the more we get to interact with this kind of harmonious to interact in a very harmonious way. It means that some goals in life that you've already set as a couple are going to be achieved soon, or maybe soon or later, but at some point in life you're actually going to achieve some goals that you've set as a couple. Yeah, so that's for today. To the ladies out there who actually beat and actually driven with pride in their daily lives, I think it's time you actually need to work on yourself, so that you get to enjoy whatever life is going to offer, because najuanga hizi marafu fupi mnapewa na baba zuku nje, hizo zinivakwanga vitu ndogo ndogo, but inafikanga point kama hujajipanga vizuri, hata upewe 1 million, hiyo 1 million kama hujajipanga vizuri, kama hujui ku budget na uko na so moja, trust me, always budget ukiwa na 1 million, hiyo pesa itaisha. Yeah, that's it for today. Stay tuned for more updates.